everybody, it is Nicole from iiKiui and welcome to another Mermaid Monday. So today we have a Halloween mermaid, and I know that this is very much past due Halloween, but I had it done already and I figured that you guys might want to see it anyways. So I know the past few Mondays and Fridays there haven't been any Mermaid Monday Fairy Friday videos, and I kind of said it in my community tab, but also another thing came up and it was actually Tomi this time and not Tofu, because Tomi has the snuffles. But in case you guys want to know, he is getting better. He is not completely cured right now, but he is getting there and doing well, so that's just an update on the bunnies. So anyways, let's get back to the drawing. So like I said, we have a Halloween witch, and my idea for this witch was that she was kind of wearing a costume or body paint of a skeleton, and when I did the skeleton, I didn't want to do the entire skeleton because I didn't want to, but I also thought it'd be cool to have an effect of like glowing bones, so I made them almost fade into her skin. So here you'll see me doing the line art, and this is pretty self-explanatory. I just go over it and I do it all in black first, and I do it in different layers. And this one I didn't do as many layers as I usually do, because usually I'll separate it out with like the skin, the hair, the eyes, etc. will be different layers, so that when I change the colors it won't be as difficult. But for this one I only separate out the body and the hair. For the hair, I wanted it to be kind of wispy, almost ghost-like. So if you know what the kind of stereotypical end of a ghost tail would look like, that's what I wanted the hair to emulate. And she also has pumpkin leaves for her waist design, and she's holding a pumpkin. Now for the color scheme, it was a little bit difficult. Here I'm just doing the base coloring, and like I said before, I do the base coloring based on what I can see. So since I couldn't see a light color on her skin with the white background, I just made it blue, but that's not her final color design as you see in the thumbnail. Originally I was thinking of blue because I wanted her to be kind of ghostly, so I was kind of thinking of Corpse Bride Emily. She has a very blue tint, and the only thing that's different is her lips, which are pink, I believe. So I color in the hair a light blue, and I keep her skeleton paint white, and then I tried to make everything kind of pastel, but I don't think it really worked, which is why I changed the color afterwards. So here I am adjusting the color to try and find out which color I want it to be. I make the hair a kind of teal color, and then I mess around with the line art. And here you see I am doing the skeleton and making it a lighter color for the line art. At first I was gonna make the whole thing a different color, but it took away from all the details, so I just made the bones glowy with this teal color. And then here is when I decide to make her skin a dark gray / black. Of course it's not completely black, but it is more of a blue black, just so that it gives a little bit of color without it being completely pitch black. And then I've said before, but color scheme is kind of my more challenging area when it comes to coloring. So I tried to mess around with a pumpkin color scheme, but it just didn't seem to work. Even though blue and orange are complementary, I just felt like it was too bright for something that wants to be seen as ghostly. So I ended up going with a teal, white, and black color scheme instead, because I know that those are kind of like ghostly colors, especially when put together. And I tried to blend out the skeletons to almost look like they fade in, but at the same time I didn't want it to blend in completely, so I ended up just adding these little feathers at the end. I added in the orange by her eyes because I wanted her to have eyes that popped out instead of just black eyes, and then I also added orange lips. So this is how I kind of got my orange in, and also the pumpkin as well, but in general I just wanted the orange to be kind of a complementary accent color, and I think it works out pretty well. So now for the background, it's something that I don't usually do for anything, but I thought that it would be cool if I did these kind of really light silhouettes of Halloween themed things. So I have pumpkins and cats, bats, candies, bones, skulls, skeletons, potions, and bubbles, and other things that are Halloween themed. A lot of the things I did copy and paste just so that I didn't have to do more work for something that wasn't necessarily seen. So a lot of the patterns that you see that are visible are the first ones, and then the ones that are like behind the character I just copied and pasted. This way, hopefully it's not as obvious that I copied and pasted it. But I think that it gives a really cool effect of the silhouettes in the background and kind of gives it a little bit more than just a plain color. And then surprisingly, the last thing that I did was give her shadows on her just to give a little bit more dimension. And I found this tutorial, kind of like a short tutorial from this Instagram artist, and they say to use this teal color, like a dark teal, to shade and then just lighten the opacity, and it gives it a little bit more depth than using a gray. So I decided to try it out, especially since this character has a lot of teal on her and she's very blue tinted, so I used this method instead to shade. And then I went on shading her hair, and one of the last things that I did that I was unable to show was add a glow around her, and I just did this by going around her outline with a airbrush on luminosity. So that about wraps up this Mermaid Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed it, even though it is past Halloween. I really like how this one turned out. Surprisingly turned out better than I expected. And I hope you guys liked it too. So remember that I take requests on Mermaid Monday, Fairy Friday videos. If you guys want to see a certain mermaid or a certain fairy, I have a list and it will be getting done eventually. So with that, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Keep drawing, keep painting, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!